And now this person has to depend on this system. We don't want to talk about the psychological warfare that comes down to these different things. When you have kids involved and you have moms involved and you have dads out of the household, this was all a setup. But we want to speak our piece about what's going on in the world. It's a lot of unfortunate situations happening right now. What's going on in the world as far as Section 8 housing, SNAP, and food stamp benefits. It's extremely unfortunate what's happening.
Yeah. It's getting worse every day.
It really is. It really is getting worse every day. But we got to survive in this economy. This economy is what it is. We got to do what we got to do as a people. We got to stand up. We got to help each other. And we got to fight through this time that's going on right now. I don't think the time is going to last. But we have to weather the storm. But what I want to say is I don't understand what this government is doing right now as far as cutting these food stamps and SNAP benefits. It's a shame. I know too many people who are on these SNAP benefits and were surviving on this for generations and temporary times. So for them to just cut it and cut it and just get rid of it and pull that rug under people, it's extremely unfortunate. I don't understand how we got here as an economy. I don't understand how we got here as politicians. I don't understand what the Democrat and the Republicans are doing. It sounds like it's a big fight going on. And the people are suffering. And it's the people at the bottom. It's not even the people at the top 1%. They still thriving. We live in those neighborhoods and we here in those neighborhoods, but they are not dealing with it. It's a normal day. So it's extremely unfortunate that these people are going through what they're going through and losing their SNAP benefits. Some of them are getting evicted, losing their housing. And the top 1% of people is just living their everyday lives. I don't understand it. I grew up on Section 8, so I know how it is as far as having a parent that's going through those different things and struggling and trying to make, ends meet and living in a single parent household with a single mom and being in those situations. I was that kid.
Exactly.
I was that kid. I remember those days eating mayonnaise sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly for dinner, syrup sandwiches. That was tough. That was tough.
And my heart really goes out to the children who have to eat school lunch or have to take their lunch to school and they depend on SNAP to get that lunch, to get those cold cuts. I don't know. Like, I'm honestly I'm hurt because of my heart. Like my husband said, we know so many people who benefit from these SNAP benefits. And what's next? It's going to be Section 8 housing. They're going to take that away, probably permanently at some point. They're going to take away these benefits, these SNAP benefits. I pray they come back within the next couple of weeks because the holidays are coming. What are these people supposed to eat?
Yeah, you got Thanksgiving coming up, Christmas coming up, New Year's coming up. That's extremely unfortunate, man. I don't understand because we, as kids, we was growing up, but we never really felt the economy we never really felt
the
like if it was good times or bad
any
times.
Of that stuff.
Yeah, we didn't know what was happening. But now being young adults, and going through these times where they are cutting SNAP and they are evicting Section 8 tenants because Section 8 is not paying, this has to be extremely unfortunate. I can't even imagine as a child going through this with my parent. My dad wasn't already there, so my mom going through this. This has to be a lot for a parent to go to nowadays.
I mean, think about how many mothers now had to not do a big grocery shop and save what they had just to go into November so they have something on their car. And hopefully they didn't take that away. Because I don't know if they're even going to allow them to save them and roll them over to the next month. Because they're not.
Because they might cut them. Because once November 1st came, I think the stuff the snaps that they saved and the ones that they thought they was getting, I think that was all cut. So I don't even know if they was able to have that roll over to the next month.
This is crazy,
This
y'all.
is extremely unfortunate.
Really crazy. And it's just disheartening because mothers, now you have to divvy up food. You have to, I'm not going to eat. I'm going to allow my baby to eat.
It's like you got to pick who's going to eat in the house.
And what about moms with 6 kids or more?
And it's so crazy because where we come from a hood environment. So everybody that was living in those environments are on SNAP. I remember talking with my friends as kids, and we used to like joke on each other. Oh, you got food stamps, or your mom got food stamps, and this, that, and the third. But at the same time, we all had food stamps when you think about it in hindsight. And these people are
some shape, form, or fashion. Everybody
was either on food stamps. You had Medicaid, or you had Section 8 housing. We all lived in the same environment.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, we know how that is. And it's just extremely unfortunate that these people have to go through this. And I got at least 90 people that's in my contacts right now that was supported from these benefits. And now they have to go through life and go through these holidays without them. You know how much money I've been divvying out already, just making sure my family is straight? And we not millionaires. We not in the top 1%. But at the same time, we want to help out people as much as we could. And this is not about helping out foundations. This is not about all these different things. We want to help the people that we in contact with, the people that's in my contacts, that my family members and friends. To this day, we have family members and friends on SNAP and have Section 8 vouchers. This is extremely unfortunate.
Does anyone know if they were able to roll them over? Because I heard a lot of people stressing that they were saving them because they knew that this was going to happen.
People thought they were saving they snaps from October, September, October, because they knew November was coming and that they was going to be able to roll over. I don't even think they rolled over.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think they might have took everything.
This is extremely unfortunate, man. And this is impacting the world. I don't understand what's going on with these politicians. And I've been doing research and I've been looking on CNN and I've been trying to gather all the information I can gather.
The news is only
this
doesn't
make
so much.
Yeah, to me, the news is lying. The news are lying. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors with all these news platforms because they're trying to control the people. And it's so unfortunate because behind closed doors, they are pulling the strings. They are doing what they have to do for themselves. But the people on the ground level are fighting and bickering against each other. At this point, it feels like it's low-income housing versus taxpayers. It don't make no sense. And the taxpayers, that's a whole nother story. You guys piss me off with this because I'm a taxpaying citizen. We own businesses. We have our own company. And we do what we have to do to provide for our family. But these taxpayers are saying, oh, Section 8 is taking a majority of my taxes and I'm paying for your food and you need to get a jobby job. That doesn't make any sense because what you have to remember as a taxpaying citizen that your taxes are being divided up amongst different things that have to be done in America.
Exactly.
You have to consider SSI. You have to consider Medicare. You have to consider Medicaid. You have to consider pensions. You have to consider food stamps. You have to consider housing. You have all these different things. And when it comes to housing and food stamps, disability, the majority of our funds are not going to housing and food stamps when it comes to low income families. Who told y'all that? It doesn't make sense. The majority of that money is going to retirement funds, your Medicaid and insurance, Medicare insurance, and what's the pension? It's not a pension. What's they get?
It's Social Security.
Social Security. If you look at the numbers, the majority of that money is going to Social Security. But when I get online, all these taxpayers want to shoot down all these low-income families say, oh, you guys need to get a jobby job. Y'all need to get a job, and y'all taking advantage of all this stuff. Why should I have to? My tax dollars should go to your living. That's not completely 100% correct. Look at the numbers. Look at the statistics, guys.
Look
at it. They there for you. Go on ChatGPT. Go on Google. All the information is there. And don't get us wrong. We are tax-paying citizens. Yes, we understand, but you guys have to get your numbers correct. Oh, we remember those paper food stamps. And we know what it is. To the card. And it went to the card. We know the difference.
Because going to them stores with the paper food stamps was embarrassing. You want to go at night. You trying to hide.
It's so crazy because we used to hide from each other as kids, but all of our parents was on it. It's like, okay, I'm going to laugh at you, JJ, because your parents got food stamps. You got food stamps. But in reality, my parents had them too. So we understand both sides from a low income housing, family members, but also now that we older and we in our 30s, we are business owners. So we get both sides. We understand it. And like people are, for some reason, the government kind of play this mind trick on us. And it just shows that we are the 99% of the world. We are not in that top tier 1%. But they want the middle class family and the upper middle class family to argue with the low income housing people.
Why? Why divide?
They want us to divide and conquer, and they want us to bicker with each other. If you look at the numbers, it's a big difference in the divide. Do your Google searches. The information is there. We are in an information age. Just do your Google searches. You taxpayers have it completely confused. I understand that you guys are following the news, and the news are highlighting certain things, and they telling us that, oh, people need to get jobs and Section 8 and All these people that come from these foreign countries are coming in and they getting on these Section 8 lines and they have all these different stuff. But you got to remember, the news are trying to create a narrative. They're trying to paint a picture to point us in a direction. But in reality, if you check the statistics, these people are not telling 100% truth.
No.
They're giving us 50-50. But you have to dig deep. You got to dig deep.
From somewhere.
You got to dig deep from somewhere. The government definitely needs to get an audit.
Please.
And the people need to know. Tell us.
Comb through the records.
Tell us. Won't y'all send out census and tell us where our tax money is going? Tell us. Let us know. Do the audit and show us where everything is being divvied up to. When we work jobs or when we file our taxes, they tell us where our taxes is going. They let us know, hey, this amount is going to Social Security. This amount is going to Medicare. This amount is going to my insurance, etc. Quote unquote. And we don't even know if that's correct. Show us the statistics. Pull the numbers. Give the people the numbers. Y'all want us down here fighting at the bottom, and the 1% is just living their life like nothing ever happened. But y'all want the people in the 99 percentile to be arguing and bickering. Where's this money going?
Like, not to take away, like we started this whole YouTube journey to tell our story, how we're being affected by this government shutdown, but it's starting to feel bigger than us. It's starting to feel like a calling. Like it's starting to feel like we need to shed light on this because we're divided by something we don't even know.
And it's unfortunate. It's extremely
We don't know. And I feel for these kids and these families and these mothers having to make these decisions, fathers having to make the decision of who's going to eat, who's not going to eat, how much can we eat.
It's extremely sad.
You made these people dependent on it. I mean, they've been on it forever at this point.
It's a psychological warfare. It is a psychological warfare. When you think about it, first of all, Section 8 and low-income housing really stemmed from, I think it was the early 1960s when the people from war was coming back to the United States. So They gave them housing and they actually gave them funding for food. So we got to get to the root of that first. Exactly. Secondly, a lot of people that's on it now, it's really a handicap because if you think about it, they don't force these. So you got to think, let's take it back to redlining first. So they redlined certain cultures and certain low-income families into particular neighborhoods. So at first they redlined them into particular neighborhoods and they did not allow people to get housing, to live in the middle class, to live life in abundance, to be able to think a different way. So now they either force you to be on Section 8 or they force you to get like a low-income job. Now you in these areas where a lot of this crime-infested areas are happening and all this stuff is going on. And then also when the crime is happening, 9 times out of 10, these was our dads. These dads was providing and trying to help our moms to be able to live a better life. But now y'all lock the dads up. So now y'all take the dads out of the home. Now the mom has to fend for herself. The woman has to fend for herself. And now that the woman
have to do?
Now that the woman is fending for herself, she probably can't have time to get a job or 1 or 2 jobs or quality jobs because she don't have the education. She didn't have time because she had babies. So she had to fend for her babies more than going to get that higher education to be able to get herself a job. Exactly. So now all this stuff is a setup. Think about it. So now the dad is locked up. The mom is fending for herself. She has either 2 to 3 kids. Now Section 8 comes. Hey, we know you don't have time to be able to get a job. We'll offer you this benefit package to be able. We'll help you. They're gonna dangle the carrot. We'll help you and basically give you food stamps, give you insurance, and give you housing. So now the mom is like, hey, the dad is not around. He's locked up because you got to remember a lot of this stuff started with certain communities back in the 80s when they put drugs in our areas, and that's when all the crime and stuff started. The crack era, and then the guns and stuff. Remember, the people that's in these environments, we didn't invent guns. We didn't invent drugs.
No.
This stuff came to our environments. So now that the dad is out of the house and the mom have all these benefits from the government, when the dad get out of jail, he tries to come home and the government says, nope. No,
you can't come here.
Wait right there. You are not allowed to go into that house. First of all, you're on parole. Secondly, if you allow that man in that house and he makes a certain amount of income, all those benefits goes away. But now she's been dependent on this program for the past 5 years while dad was gone. And now you snatch all that stuff up under her. And now she has nothing to depend on.
Yep.
What happens from there? What happens from there? Now this person has to depend on this system. We don't want to talk about the psychological warfare that comes down to these different things. When you have kids involved and you have moms involved and you have dads out of the household, this was all a setup. And now that you got people at the bottom bickering, and these people that come from these specific cultures don't even have an opportunity to think about life in abundance. Mm-hmm. And you talking about we need to come together and we need to figure these things out. How can we come together when we don't even have
know where our next meal is coming from.
Exactly.
How are we supposed to think
How do we
about all
want
these
our
different
kids
things?
to thrive and do well in school if they're hungry? It's no way.